This is the argument that everyone jumps to as soon as EV comes up as a question. It takes a lot of space for a hydrogen-based system to work. Containment of hydrogen, which is the smallest atom, comes with its own set of challenges. It is difficult to hold hydrogen for a long period of time. The energy requirements for creating hydrogen, storing hydrogen at a pressure, is just too much. The infrastructure cost of hydrogen is too high. I'm not saying hydrogen cannot be used. No, hydrogen can be used and should be used. But where it is used, what application do you use hydrogen for is very important. That seems to get lost every time an argument breaks out about EVs. People just jump into hydrogen is the future, hydrogen is the ultimate solution for everything. No. Companies have tried this over and over. Toyota have tried multiple times, Hyundai have tried, BMW has tried. It just doesn't work for small vehicles. You cannot make a car that runs on hydrogen. I'm not saying like you cannot manufacture it, you can manufacture it. It's just impractical in daily life. You will have a vehicle the size of a S-Class with the space inside of a Maruti Swift. Who would want that? Who would want to compromise on that? When you can use an electric vehicle which will have more space in the same footprint, it just doesn't add up. Then you have the hydrogen filling station, which needs to create hydrogen by, let's say, electrolysis or from petroleum itself, or different processes, byproduct of different processes. But all of them cost a lot in terms of infrastructure. You want to build a hydrogen refilling station, it is very, very expensive, 10x to 20x more expensive than an electric charging station. So it kind of doesn't make any sense. USA was the only country that basically tried this out and it completely failed. These vehicles have zero resale value. No one wants to use these vehicles. No one is saying these vehicles are fun. If you have to take electricity from, let's say, sun, and then use that electricity to split water into hydrogen, and then use hydrogen to fill it into a vehicle, then use that to convert in a fuel cell to electricity, and then use that electricity, why don't you just take that electricity and charge the battery and use it directly? What is the point of doing all this conversion? Now, where it makes sense, this also needs to be said. This is something that people are not really getting, and they are beating around the bush trying to sell this as a car option. It is not a car option. I will show you the packaging of hydrogen in Toyota vehicles. This is not good packaging. Where you can use this is options like trains, options like fleet trucks. So trucks have a lot of space. They have large fuel tank, large bed. So those basically can use hydrogen. And fleet operators, let's say bus operators, they can move towards hydrogen because again, space is not a constraint for them. They can have space, and the hydrogen creation and storage can be done at a single place. Imagine a bus service running in a city. They all will be coming back to the depot at night. And if the depot has enough electricity coming out of solar and wind during daytime when the buses are out, it cannot charge those buses. So even if they are electric, you cannot charge those vehicles. But you can convert that electricity into hydrogen, keep it so that evening you can, when these vehicles come back, you can fill them up. Next day morning, they go back out for a ride. This can be done on larger operations, planes, trains, trucks and buses. Understand where you want to use an application instead of trying to use this application everywhere. That is the present. Where are we headed? Hydrogen will find application, niche applications, and with good planning, good implementation, it is possible to see hydrogen as a regular part of our traffic system. But pushing hydrogen as the solution for cars is not going to work. You can keep pushing as long as you want. It is not going to gain any traction because there is way too many compromises that you have to make, and people are not willing to do that. People are not willing to spend more money. People are not willing to lose their space inside the vehicle. People are not willing to work on these filling stations which can barely fill up their vehicles. No, that's not going to work. And you cannot create hydrogen at home and fill the vehicle. If it is an EV, you can charge it at home. If it is a hydrogen vehicle or a IC engine vehicle, you simply cannot do that. So this doesn't work for small vehicle applications. So that is the propaganda that hydrogen is the panacea of everything. It's a solution for every problem. No, it's not.